Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're going to do some tarot, talk about it. Let me know where you're coming from, what you're going through, how your day is. Hey, Tech, how are you? How's life? Let me flip the page. Let's start a new chapter, right? Okay. Oh man, what's the temperature like in Connecticut? Never been. I've had some friends from there, but I don't. Okay, so while I have ancestry that would suggest that I can tolerate cold, I do not. Right. Hey, Anon, how are you, baby? Yeah, I get really mad when I have to start layering up. Like, I'm very much, I like letting my skin breathe, so I don't do this cold business. And we actually, so I know hell is freezing over because here where I live, like, we had snow this week. Not where I am, it was where my children are, which is very telling. There's a lot of weather disturbances going around my children, and they're not locally close right now. So I'm like, huh, that's weird, yet not, because I pay attention. So, oh, I never, I don't wear makeup since I walked out of the corporate world. Since I stopped wanting to punch a clock, I don't wear makeup unless I truly feel like it. And to add insult to injury, I did a boudoir photo shoot, and I had this guy who he demonized the hell out of me, but also was crazy about me. He got obsessed. There was a lot of stuff there, but I had done boudoir pictures and I had done my makeup, and he like ridiculed my makeup. So I'm like, I never put on makeup. And then when I did, this dude who isn't even worth like the gum on my shoe criticized my makeup, and I was like, this is why I don't do this. This is why I don't go out of my way for men, because damned if you do and damned if you don't. I don't care. I'm like, people like me, cool. If they don't, cool. If they tell me that they don't like me, I'm like, yeah, go the fuck away, please. Like, people are so disrespectful, and it's annoying. That dude actually turned out to be a murderer, so he was dangerous, but I told everybody he was dangerous. No one listened, and then a family lost their, a woman. But say love you. Yeah. And I'm really one of those, because, okay, guys, so yes, I wear this face now, but I have lost 90 pounds. So, and when I had all that weight on me, I mean, I was a mom, I was a wife, I was a daughter. I wore that weight as protection because people around me were very jealous. But, when I was definitely qualified, I added to the conversation. But when I was 90 pounds heavier, nobody ever looked at me sideways. And now when people tell me, like, oh, you're so pretty or this, I don't want to. I feel so much better without that weight. I wore that weight as like a protection, because if anyone so much as looked at me, my ex would punish me, and I would, it was like, it wasn't worth it. So I wore that suit to be able to protect myself from, and now I don't have to, so I won't. Anywho, yeah, so when people tell me I'm beautiful now, I'm like, no, because if you saw me 90 pounds ago, you wouldn't even talk to me. So I'm not interested in false, because masks, bodies change with time. Things happen, illnesses, children, life. So when people are in it for the wrong reasons, like shallow affection, it's just not worth it, right? If you can't love me at this version, why should you be allowed to love me at my best version? Just saying. Food for thought. Anyhow. Alright, so I am Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're just chilling, vibing, hanging out, listening to Rocket Man right now. Nostalgia is getting me heavy. Hello, Ellie Rod. How are you? I'm Lara Joe. Come on in. Tell me what's going on, how it's going, what you're doing. I should be way more stressed out and way more freaked out. And yet I know that they want fear right now. So instead, we just tap into calm. Right? When I know that people want me to freak out or I should be freaking out, I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth getting fluffed over, because when you freak out, they get a harness point, right? They can harness off of you. But also that means that you're acting out of fight or flight and not in a true reaction. So like I say, I've gotten really good at if I'm meant to be freaking out or they're trying to pressure me, I'm like, no, I'm going to tap into like, no, I'm going to draw today, because no, they have no relevance. Anyone outside of you has no true relevance, guys. You have to think about that, right? Even perceived threats outside of you, it's like, unless they're actually in your presence, they aren't truly relevant, right? I have a lot of weird energy going on this week, like people cloaking in my energy that were told years ago to get the fuck away from me. So it feels really weird. And I'm like, yeah, you're not. That's gross, weirdo behavior. Like, all you can do is enjoy from the outside and on an outdated version that you don't even know. For people that say that they hate me, it's weird that they're trying to do things just like me. Anyhow, tell me, what has been going on with you guys this week, please? Ellie, I'm just vibing for a minute, so... yeah. Like, I can pull some cards, but I want you to do, like, just come in, chill, get collective energy, because I drop a lot of knowledge, but if people are just looking for cards, they're not actually listening to knowledge. And cards, what I do, is not parlor tricks. Like, it has real shit to it, right? So you got to realize when you're following people's advice, are they trying to do a money grab, or are they trying to be authentic? It's gonna come, babes, but I want you to be patient and just chill out from it, because I feel like you're all over the place, like mentally, emotionally. You're like... So take a moment and pause and breathe, please. Put both hands on your chest and center your mind. Sit with me and calm down. And then we'll pull a card or two, okay? I feel you, babe, but I want you to calm down. Sit down, breathe, drink some water, please. We'll drink some water. Because while we were vibing, I was just doing some, like, pulling out some codeines. So, I want you to chill. Sit with me for a minute. All right, what does my Ellie need to know? All right, my love. I did pull out love cards, but let's see. So this is collective energy read, but if you're sitting in and you're breathing and you're vibing, listen. Whether you feel it's for you or you don't feel it's for you, you are correct. So if you listen, you're like, oh man, that is for me. Why does that hit like that? Why did I feel it in my body? Like, oh, okay. Then that's for you. All right? If it fits, it sits. If it does not apply, let it fly, right? That is any advice in life. So, what do we need to know as a collective? What does my little love Ellie Busy Bee need to know? Because Ellie, it feels like you have a face card. Like you just have like a dazzling smile. Please let me know if that's true, because it's like it feels like you are very popular, like you socialize a lot, but nobody truly knows you. Okay. So, babe, do you see why I was like, I need you to sit and chill for a minute, even if you have to hold my paw for a minute, right? Like, just sit and hold my hand. Because yes, you can have a beautiful face card, but if nobody actually takes the time to like sit and have coffee and like, you don't feel like you're seen. Like you feel seen, but you don't feel like anyone truly understands you. Please let me know. Because, oh, girl, boy, girl, however you identify my little love, like, I try not to judge, right? I try not to, like, but, okay. Okay, Ten of Wands. When was the last time you unmasked? Just for yourself, even. And sometimes unmasking means putting yourself, and I know this sounds hella scary, but I promise it's cathartic if you can do it. Sometimes unmasking means going in and creating a little part in your closet, right? And I say closet because it's close, it's intimate, it's dark, it feels kind of like a womb space, right? It's a space that you can just unwind and feel safe to be you. So start in the closet as like a womb space where you can go in there and in the dark in this little space. And so, like when I first did it, I literally carved out a tiny little space in the spare closet and like pulled everything out and just laid in there for hours. And it was hard, but it was also one of those, it's like when you're in the dark alone, you can let go and you can express your emotions and feel your feelings. So please start giving yourself the space. Ten of Wands is asking you to put down everybody else's burdens of who you should be. Because they don't have to make the decisions that you have to make, right? They aren't going to have to do the first steps that what they want you to do. They aren't going to have to take the first steps. They aren't going to have to figure out how to make it happen. So please, my love, stop carrying what everyone else wants you to be and do and see, because it's creating that glass child, like that very fragile, like the I'm okay, I'm great, but one little like thing and you just fall apart. But it's because you're carrying everybody else's opinions about who you should show up in this world. Please, again, let me know if this is resonating, because it feels, it's just like you gotta realize that you don't have to carry, you don't have to solve the problems of the world today. You have a long life ahead of you. I feel like you're probably relatively young, like between 16 and 22. So it's that whole, like, stop carrying what everyone else wants from you, especially if you are just starting out in life. Okay. Breakthrough moments are when you stop seeking them and you sit down and you just listen. It's typically, okay, so we'll go back to that. But when you stop seeking it and you stop asking for it, that's when it'll come. When you finally sit down and close your mouth and open your ears, that's when your breakthrough is. It's the aha epiphany moment in the shower. Oh, okay. So actually, Ellie, I love this because I had people that were dipping in my energy and they tapped into a point in my life where it was like my youth, like my teenage years. So the advice I'm going to give to you, and I've given this to one of my past clients, and she's just now, after 6 months, started applying it. But I was like, tap into your childhood, like tap into that teenager energy. Remember that rebellious teen? I know you're 58, babes. Sorry, my lighting's a little weird. But tap into what you wanted to do when you were a teen, because you forgot, right? Like, tap into the music. Tap into what you wanted to wear, because at 58, who's going to stop you from wearing it now? Right? Hello. Okay, so breakthrough moments. Let's talk about those. That's like, I have clients also that's like, they're constantly asking, they're constantly screaming, they're constantly like, where is this? What is this? Well, your ancestors, the universe can't get you information if your mouth is constantly moving. So sometimes it's knowing that you just have to sit down and shut up so you can hear. And sometimes it's the hearing with the ears that you don't hear with. It's your spiritual ears that you're like, and it's typically the quiet voice that you've been ignoring. So if you want to hear the voice of God, you have to get real quiet, right? And Ellie, I love that you are one of my seasoned one of my season, because here's what I love when people who thought that life was like, oh, I'm too old to do this thing. No, it's time to regain your life. Never too late. Okay. It's never too late. The Wheel of Fortune is, what have you been building in your life and how is it turning? Okay. So do not spam my chat, please. Good. Good, good, good. So it's time to get out there and live your life, because you have one life, right? So live it to your fullest. All right. All right, my loves. We're going to do collective energy raise. So please listen for your messages. All right. Okay. 2 of Wands. What is it that you want? Stand on it. Start building your foundation. Your foundation starts with one step, right? So 2 of Wands is saying, what is it that I want? What do I want to bring in? And it's that balance of it. So realizing, okay, I can have this and that. I must balance my emotions. King of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And saying like, okay, where have you not been pouring into you emotionally? Because you pour into everyone else, yet when did you pour into what it is that you want? And sometimes what you want is just peace. And learn the lesson too, that sometimes peace is gained by removing yourself from the environment instead of expecting everyone else to fall in line, right? So King of Cups, sit in that nurturing, that balance, that emotional, like, what is it that you're wanting? Queen of Wands and Ace of Swords, being decisive, cutting off, and or Queen of Wands wanting to sit in that bold, like, energy of like, I know what I want, right? But you have to cut through the bullshit, and you can't expect anybody else to figure out what it is that you want. You have to decide. And typically that comes when you look in the mirror long enough and you're like, I am so tired of my own bullshit. Like, I got to get up and do something about this. So Ace of Swords is using head over heart. It's like, if they shown you time and time again, right? Because a mistake can be forgiven, a pattern cannot. When you see a long history of documentation, like, think about it in family patterns, right? Because right now we need to be purging a lot of our family patterning around what we thought love was. Because love shouldn't hurt. Love shouldn't feel like bullying. Like, that's not nurturing, right? So using, like, looking at the people and be like, I know that that's my kin, yet there is a long-standing history of them intentionally being hurtful towards me, even though I did not reciprocate. Or if you do reciprocate, also realize where people get you out of character. If there are people that you get around them and you just feel like a mean, miserable person, that needs to be, you need to realize, like, if I go around them and I feel like I have to draw my sword, they are not for me, right? If every time I go around them, it feels like just mental, like, stabbing, they gotta go. So Queen of Wands, balance, because Queen of Wands is like, I know what I want, I'm fiery, I'm passionate, but you have to decide, like, what energy are you going to keep embodying or inviting into your life? So Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but using that bold, fiery, and be like, you know what, no, this is not for me. I'm going to build the life that I want, not anyone else. Realizing, like, what is for me is for me. 4 of Wands. I love the 4 Wands, because this is union, this is building. We just had 11, so that was 4 of Wands. That's building in our foundation, because for a house, you need 4 walls. Wands are your passion. So 4 of Wands is saying we're building the foundation for our passion. So we started with 2 of Wands, and now we're building to 4 of Wands. It's like we decide what we want, and then we start building the foundation from there. But make sure you're building foundation. Hello. Make sure you're building foundation on steadiness. It's like you can't build happiness on another person's tears. Okay? You can't have bad intent and live a good life. So make sure that you're building with good materials. Make sure that you're building with people that help you grow, not that are stealing your foundation as you come back. Okay? So 4 of Wands, we're building our foundation, my little loves. We're doing collective energy reads. Let's see what we're getting. You do have to use logic and discernment about what you want. Stop daydreaming about it. Start putting it into action. And also stop waiting for perfection on what it is that you need to do. Because if you wait, then sometimes that moment will pass by you. Right? Think about like all the times that you're like, oh man, I should have done that thing. Because you missed your opportunity. So 4 of Swords. Okay, 10 of Wands and Strength. So Leo energy heavy coming out. 4 of Swords. Is it 4 of Swords? Yep. 4 of Swords, betrayals and the need to rest and put down other people's burdens, because this has required you to have great strength, and whatever is coming next is also going to have you, like, if you want family and home and stability, you have to make sure that you can tame your own demons. Because why are you going to build, like, if you wanting to live somewhere, like, you have to make sure that you are going to be able to control and provide a good environment for it. So 4 of Swords asking you, if there feels like there's been betrayal or deception, I need you to rest so that you can gain. Okay, apparently I'm tongue twisting all over the place. Okay, so 4 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and Strength. So we're saying, okay, we're going to protect our energy, put down other people's burdens so that you can grow that thing. And remember, everything that's ever sent to you, that's fuel for your own fire, right? Or that's for your own building. Anytime people throw mud at you, cool. I can use that in my, in building my foundation, right? People want to send you free resources, free materials, let them. People want to talk about you, that's free publicity, right? Haters will make you famous because that's free publicity, because then people will come to check you out and they'll be like, wait, that person's not who I thought they were at all. This also feels as if others are trying to create a false narrative, let them run their mouth. Because when people come to check you out, if you aren't doing that thing, if it truly is false, then people are going to be like, what were those people were tripping, right? And when people send a lot of people towards you, that creates noise, and then other people get involved. So 4 of Swords, you need to rest, put down others' burdens so that you can grow something from it. And Strength asking you to tame your own lion, right? Leo energy, but tame your own inner demons. Parent yourself. Sometimes, and I was watching this right before I came in. Re-father yourself. Remember that father energy of being like, I'm not going to get caught up in the drama. You need to re-father yourself, male or female, and realize, like, you know what? I'd rather just chill. I'd rather be my own dad within my own life and realize that that is not a party I want to get caught up in, or that's just drama, and my peace is more important than anything. When was the last time you tapped into the inner father within you and realized, like, hey, are you being a good dad to yourself, male or female? Right? Are you being a good father to yourself? Would you, as a little kid, be proud of the father that's raising you, male or female? Right? All right. I know that took a weird little turn. So, hello. I'm Lara, Siren Song Lover. Let's see what we need to know. Besides beef. Okay. 9 of Wands. 9 of Coins. Okay. 9 of Wands, you put down the burdens, you bring in 9 of Coins, your harvest. So realizing that losses aren't always losses, because then when you let go of things that are draining your energy and your resources, you're going to bring in the same amount of capacity to fill in a different way, right? When we release burdens, that means that we can receive blessings. Stop looking at things as like, oh, that's such a loss. It's like, no. I left that area where all I was doing was carrying all this weight, and now my arms are open and I can enjoy the freedom of that and or the blessings that will fill that. All right. Hello, I'm Larry Joe, Siren Song Lover. If you're coming in, we're doing some tarot. Okay, we'll take all of it. Okay. 3 of Coins and the Moon. There were things. that you are not seeing. This is the challenge as well. I am a notorious control freak, right? So realizing sometimes there are things beyond our control that we can't see, that we just have to realize, like, you know what, I did the best I could. So Three of Pentacles and the Moon, it feels like financially there were things that were beyond your control that you couldn't see, and now it's realizing, like, okay, if I really can't do anything, I'll just gotta let that go. Because with death, we're saying, no, you know what, I'm no longer gonna be scared of what's behind the curtain, because whatever it is out here isn't good for me either. So death is saying, let go of that fear, let go of those things, that shadow puppet, your illusions. Because this is also what I've been working through with my own, is realizing, like, what mental patterns that I've been carrying with my parents around lack, or like what I'm able to do, and realizing that those are their roles, not mine. They feel that that's how I had to show up and perform in the world, and it's not. So realizing, where are you telling yourself, devil? I love it, I love it, I love it. Devil is saying, what addictions, what patterns, what family heirlooms have you mentally or physically been enacting out, and saying, no, I don't like that. So devil is asking you, where have you been stuck in your patterns? Devil's also, though, very financially stable. So it's realizing, where do you also need to cash in? Where have you been letting people siphon or drain off of you? Okay, Page of Wands, fiery, passionate, yet very irresponsible. Right? Like, they're out there marching around, but they don't realize that they're setting the whole forest on fire. Page of Wands, right? So realizing, especially with the devil, okay, so you may be dealing with an immature fire sign, or you may, like immature fire sign, or an actual child fire sign, where it's like, how is it keeping you stuck in your patterns? And realizing, like, no, one of us has to be the parent. And even if it's your own internal patterning of realizing, okay, one of us has to be the parent, right? One of us has to realize, like, we can't go do that thing because it causes harm. You have to realize that you're free, like, you have free will. You are not free of your consequences. So when you do something, you are the one that has to fix that, right? Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So I love the confirmation with Hierophant is Taurus energy, Queen of Pentacles is Earth, so it's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. It's saying, like, okay, we're gonna tap in, right? Hierophant saying that's Taurus, that's contracts, that's grounded, that's financial stability. We're gonna tap into the cycles, we're gonna tap into that higher knowledge of knowing, right? And before you go open a book, I want you to just look at the cycles for higher knowledge. You don't have to go run out to go look in a book to learn about life. It's following the patterns, right? And the cycles, and realizing, like, okay, Mother Nature has it right. Why are we all trying to fight against her? All right, so tap into your intuition. The Chariot, 5 of Coins. So it's realizing that so 5 of Coins is feeling left out in the cold financially. Chariot is Cancerian, but it's familial energy. So how are you needing... Hold on one moment. Buddy. All right, Milo, I need you to move, please, sir, before our friend comes around. Excuse me. Excuse me. Our neighbor dog has no chill, and they're like, it's the afternoon release and dinner for that guy, so he comes up and then Badger starts whining. So hello Gab, I'm Lara Jo. Alright. Alright guys, we're doing collective energy reads, so I need you to pull the information out of the information given. I'm going to do collective. So if it comes out and it fits, it's for you, okay? Hermit, love it. Six of Pentacles, and the Magician. Okay, anything that is not for the highest good of this house or for this collective read, you need to get the fuck out. If you are not here to play nice and you're just coming to disrupt, good day. Okay. Hello. Right? We have some energy bodies that want to come in and disrupt, and that's a no. And you have command over that, right? Like, I have cast out many demons because you have command over what enters your life, your home. And, okay, so ironically, because I've started now just, like, asking them, like, leave your name, what do you want, get the fuck out. So the other day I had Kronos come in, and Kronos and I've called upon Kronos because I'm like, hey, man, like, the clock is ticking, and we're not getting answers anywhere and everywhere. And some of this information was supposed to be out over a year ago. I'm not trying to get into politics because it's way bigger than politics. So that being said, Kronos popped in the other day, looked around, got real pissed off. And then last night, that was Tuesday, Kronos popped in. Wednesday, we start getting information. And we start getting the things that we should have been given. And like I say, it's way more than what is out right now. Okay, so Six of Coins, the Magician, Hermit energy is asking you to go within so you don't go without. Utilize everything that you have within your environment and you will bring in your own stability, right? So Hermit, Magician, Six of Pentacles, go within so you do not go without. Droovy, I am here. I am all over the place. I'm just floating because everything is just happening in rapid succession. So I'm just rolling the waves, right? Laura, we're doing collective energy reads, right? And if they show up, cool. If they don't, that's your answer too. If they don't show up and you can't depend on them, then my love, like, please raise the price on your love, right? If people can't show up for you, raise the price on your love because you are worth being shown up for every day, every time, but you have to find the right one, right? And you have to be the person worth showing up for, right? I'm a Libra. I'm like a showman. Like, I hate to say it, Libras get a bad rap, but yeah, I'm like the showman. So I'm like, if you're going to make me razzle, I'm going to dazzle. So every time I show up, it's always a good time. But if you're going to waste my time and you're not going to show up, I'm not going to answer the phone. Because fuck you. Yeah? So start realizing, like, no, people aren't worth your time. Don't even bat an eye. Okay? All right. Yeah? We're getting too old to play like this. Right? These men are out here looking for hospice wives. Don't be that. Right? Don't let them play on you. Or women. Don't let women play on you either. I don't specify. Right? I also hold women's bad behavior accountable too. Right? Like, I'm a Libra. That's where people, like, they come to me and they think, like, oh, I'm going to plead my case and you're going to take my side. And I was like, if it's unfair, I don't take your side. Right? Both people have a right to have a fair and equal. So, you know, I hold bad women accountable too. Yeah. And please don't ever, for your sake, don't ever fuck over a Libra. And I know that that's very harsh language, but everybody that has ever done me dirty has never gone on to do better. And I've got experience to be able to back that up, right? Like, every person that ever tried to gain one up off me or do me dirty has always ended up in a bad spot. And I'm like, I told you not to do all that. I told you didn't have to go doing all that. You could have just left it all alone. You wanted to get revenge. You should have not. I was not the one, the two, or the three. Hello, hello. Thank you for sending love, Susie. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. I don't know why I wanted to sing it, but we'll let it go. Hopefully it... All right. Hello, hello. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Yeah, well, okay, they have their place in the system too. We all have our place, right? Okay, I'm an 80s kid, and I do remember in choir, like for a choir concert, there was that whole like, all God's creatures have a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher. Like, some people come to show us what not to be, right? Or who not to be. Although I've learned so many valuable lessons from narcissists too, right? It's just, do you feel like there's a point, like, we need to learn lessons from them, because there are points of like self-preservation we can learn from that, is realizing like, I can just cut people off and not feel bad and not feel, yeah. So it's realizing like, okay, so one of my big things, because I've had my own monsters and demons and shadows. Susie, bear with me. I will ask in just one moment. It feels like you have addictions or something around you, family potentially, that's trying to keep you from finding stable housing. Oh, okay. Well, Gemmies, you guys get a bad rap for rightfully so. And you can come for me all you want, but as a Libra, like, we're the best friends zodiac because we know everybody. So when somebody comes for us, we can go to the other zodiac signs and get receipts, right? When somebody comes to me complaining about Gemini, I'm like, damn straight. And when I confront that Gemini, I'm like, hey, I got receipts from the Aries, I got receipts from the Taurus, I got the receipts from the Cancers. Like, you ain't getting off the hook on this. When they said, when you did this thing, like, you did it to everyone, that's a pattern. So that's a you problem, not a them problem. So people don't love me because, like, I'm walking towers, walking karma, because I'm like, no, man, you really did do that shit. Like, I love Geminis, but at the same time, I'm like, Geminis sometimes are not invited on the bus to go home. Right? Like, Leos and Scorpios are on the list. Like, there are some people, like, I know, we're not astro snobs over. No, like, Leos and Scorpios, those are a case by case, and they have to prove they're whatever, because once bitten, twice shy by both of those bastards. So, okay. Susie, let me tap in, because that is of importance, because housing is of importance, and I have my own housing situations as well, due to a grand scale of things, so let's ask about housing situation. And please let me know. It feels like you are very good at making hell feel like home, Susie. It's like you have that majestic, magical way of seeing even the silver lining. And I feel, first off, everybody takes advantage of that. So stop downplaying what happened to you. Please. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to feel your feelings. You are allowed to share your experiences, regardless of how other people feel about how it makes them look. And I don't know, and if this is speaking to you, please let me know, but the truth doesn't waver, right? If it fits, it sits, and I do typically tap into a lot of people at the same time, like, within close vicinity or not. If you are in and listening and this fits for you, please let you know that you are, right? So Michelle, if it fits, it sits, babes. So and I am the poster child, right? Like, nobody has to explain themselves more than someone who survives SA or DV, right? We have to explain ourselves more, and then we watch the abusers not be punished, not get, like, we watch them get patted on the back. So please know, we do survive. We do survive addiction. We do survive, because, like, for me, like, alcohol sobriety, I've been alcoholic, and that was my family's choice of drug, right? To help abuse, but also to help normalize, to everything. Yeah. Okay, Michelle. So, and sometimes that's what it is. Like, I don't normally stream at this time, and I haven't been streaming, like, I've been streaming consistency. Well, today is day 3 of being consistent, just because I've been called to. So please sit with me for just a moment, and I am tapping in here. Is that your experience is valid, right? Your need for care is valid, and stop letting, because I feel if there is religious abuse in here, right, we are all, and I'm not even super religious, but we are all feeling the religious, secular indoctrination, and how that is just such a smack in the face. If we have anything, because we are connecting more through social media, we're connecting more through TikTok, which is why they've been banning it, because we are getting our true information connection with strangers through the internet than we are from media, from our government, from our own families. So, when they say you're never going to become a prophet in your own hometown, that's because everybody in that hometown knew about the abuse except for you. And I'm saying that from like, I'm going through this myself. I am a survivor, and I'm still walking through this. I'm not out of this myself. So when I say like, you have to leave your hometown because everybody knew except for you, and while that feels like hurtful as fucking hell, right? It's also one of those that strangers will show you more kindness than the people that are kin ever will. And Susie, you will. I need you to speak that over your life, right? Because your mind is a powerful trap. And I'm gonna go grab something. We're gonna do a quick little sound healing because I feel like it's called. It was calling me earlier too. So give me just a moment, guys. I'll BRB. Let me BRB. Abel, you didn't want to get up and lead the class, sir? That's surprising. Okay. All right. So 95% of our unconscious, like 95% of our brain is unconscious and only 5% is conscious, right? So realizing there's a lot more beneath that we're not actually seeing, okay? And when it comes up, being gentle and gracious, but realizing it's time to let go of everybody else's pain and trauma, okay? Please stop carrying around your dad. Your dad was abusive. Please stop carrying around your mom. Your mom was abusive. They were broken children raised in a broken system. This whole system is broken, right? And we have to community, which is come in unity. So community is come in unity. And realizing that we are all more alike than we are different. Okay? Yeah. Yes. And realizing like, that's not, like your mom wasn't trying to do it because it was personal. I promise. Like, it wasn't personal. It was, she didn't know any better. She was programmed, because a lot of it's programming and coding, right? And when you start reprogramming your mind to say different things. So when we're speaking over our housing, it's what do you want to see happen, not what you don't want to see happen. So it's one of those, like, Susie, if we were to speak life into it, it's okay, I wish to have a home that doesn't feel like it's constant walking on eggshells, that I can actually find comfort and rest in my mind, you know, and saying this or something better. It's like speaking life over your situation, speaking life over healing. In some situations, it is what it is, and please don't come for me. Yet at the same times, sometimes, like, so Michelle, with your son with cancer, sometimes, because I worked in the medical field for a really long time, and I've held people on their best days, I've held people on their worst days, I've been there when people have died, like, I've seen it all. So sometimes it's like things happen that we don't understand, and our illnesses are, it's trauma, it's emotions that we store within our body that's broken coding. And when you finally get brave enough to start healing said trauma, I know this is a lot, guys, but hopefully it's bringing what it needs for you. I'm sure it is. Okay, so when we start rewriting that trauma, whether it be through Reiki, sound therapy, meditation, yoga, breath work, I mean, guys, like, the sky's the limit, and that's why I love it. There's so many ways you can start healing your aura, recoding your body, okay? I realize, Mama, but you need to realize that you can't fix it all today, so you need to sit down and let yourself just breathe and feel your fucking shit. Okay. I get it. And you've been carrying it for so long, babes. So let's sit and pause and take that. I know. except for, so that's prioritizing what needs to get done right now. Sometimes it's crisis management. And since I went through college, right, because I was a single mom, put myself through x-ray school, crisis management, it's like what absolutely have to do, right, and what can wait till tomorrow, or what can I start. So this is where I need you to start being so vulnerable and asking for help. First, you need to recognize what you need help with, right? What do you absolutely need help with that you can't do outside of you, or that would make your load lighter? And then how can you start asking for the help from the universe, from people around you, from your community, from your network, from your family? If you don't have any of that, start asking, because like I say, strangers are more willing to help you. Like, when I love the social experiment that went on with formula, because who showed up? It wasn't the people that we thought it was. So when you start asking the people, right, like, they actually do love you and they want to help you. So, but you have to be vulnerable enough and brave enough to ask for help and to start looking for resources. So also, guys, if you need help, start looking. I did this the other day with ChatGPT. It was like, I wanted to start looking for funding resources or stuff like that. So you can go to ChatGPT. You can start asking, like, for the resources that you need help with. It will come up with suggestions. Okay, definitely. Boundaries is the first thing I tell everybody. You need to realize that you can't help anyone else. It's the oxygen mask situation, right? So think of when the plane is going down, the oxygen mask, the last thought in your brain is like, oh, I got to get myself. So you put your mask on and then you help others, right? Because you can't help them if you don't make sure you're good first. So boundaries are going to become your most important thing. And boundaries are not, it's not punishment. It's saying, if we reach this, if we cross this line, we're going to be in danger. Because I had to do it too. I was people pleaser extraordinaire. I've started having hard boundaries because I'm like, no, you don't fuck with my time. You don't fuck with my mental. Don't come over here with that bullshit. I value me more than I value having a fight with you, right? So learning boundaries is saying, okay, you can't save everyone else. They're doing it on their own. They want to be there. So let them. Because you need to stop mothering everybody. You need to let those people realize that their consequences have actions, right? But then start asking for help. And like I say, you can start through ChatGPT, looking for the resources. If it's home health aides that you need, start looking for community resources. Like, put it in ChatGPT. It will bring up resources for you. So start utilizing the electronic tools if you can. Yes. If you can, start utilizing those electronic tools to be able to find resources for you. Yeah. And yes. And the challenge of it also is, Susie, we must save ourselves first before we save others. Yeah. Yes, correct. And I was raised in a very affluent, like, I went to high school with some very affluent kids, right? But I was raised by middle class parents. So I was meant to be the helper for those rich kids. It's very whatever, because they also siphoned a lot of my homework and my energy and my everything off of me. So when you start realizing what's going on, you start calling your power back. So start calling your power back. It starts with your energetic cords. Call your power back. Yes, I was shamed and shunned by my family for needing assistance, even though I was a single mom and putting myself through x-ray school. But I was a single mom because, like, my mom blocked every doorway for me to be able to take care of myself, because she definitely didn't give me the education on how not to become pregnant. But then when I became pregnant, she definitely didn't let me handle that, because I was 19. Yeah. And that's a weird, okay, so Susie, that starts getting a weird kind of territory. Yeah. Girl, there's a lot to unpack there. Yeah. So those mamas, though, they try to trap you, because my mom, she took my son. She brainwashed him. He was a karmic contract to her. And my youngest baby is a karmic contract to my brother and his girlfriend, but it's all fucking weird. So when you start unpacking shit, you start realizing it's a lot deeper. You stop trusting the people that were around you, because you're like my brother's girlfriend has been in my life since I was 14, And she's been an op and siphoning and trying to steal babies, especially from me the whole time. Because she told me when she tried to steal my kids, oh, you did the hard part, we'll do it from here. And she denies everything. My brother has said it to numerous times. I was like, that is so disgusting. You have been womb harvesting me since I was 14, but especially now that my kids, and the weirdness of it is my youngest child looks like she could be a cross between my brother and his girlfriend. So yeah. Well, and they really are doing us dirty as moms in the court system, because I have my own court case with my ex that was completely unfair and energy harvesting and all that jazz. So I do get it, and hopefully now with everything that's going on that will be publicly exposed. Yeah. And that is because this is another, I learned this week. Like, I've known it, but I truly solidified it in my mind. And once you solidify it, you don't let it go on in your life. Is that you can't negotiate or compromise with toxic and unhealthy people. Right? There's just no room for it. So when you see it, you're like, you just don't have the capacity to have this fight. And I value myself. But they get really angry when you take the negativity out of it, right? Because when I turned away and walked away from people, that's when they thought it was their turn to attack me all the way. So I was like, you're fucked up. Because if you hadn't attacked me, I would have, if you had left me alone, I would have been quiet as a church mouse, right? It didn't have to be all this drama, but because I walked away peacefully and you had a feeling about that, you felt some way, and you attacked me, like, no, because you drug my kids into it. I'm one of those, you can fuck with me all day long. You fuck with my kids, you're fucking with your life, right? Okay? All right. And there's so much to unwrap about all of that. So let's do some energetic calm. Yeah. Here's the challenge. Because he don't like you. Like, he doesn't like you, he doesn't like himself. And if it's, like, people that make fun of others, it's because they don't like themselves. Yeah, he's mean because he doesn't like himself. His mama don't like him, so don't take it personal. These boys out here acting wild, not realizing that their own mamas don't like them and their own mamas ain't taking them back. Their own mamas just want to siphon money and energy and life off of them. It's weird Oedipus Rex, right? Okay, so we're going to do some sacral healing because let's get this out of here. All right. Stop hanging around those that it feels like clouds and storms every time they're around. Your body is screaming at you to be around people that make you feel safe, because you don't feel safe in environments where you're bullied and picked on. You don't feel safe where you're in environments where you have to constantly regulate other adults' emotions by your words and actions. Feels so peaceful and beautiful and lovely. All right, let's do another little ring through. Please let me know how you're feeling. You may feel emotions come up. You may feel tingles. You may feel jaw clenching. Any of that's all normal. You may feel emotional. It's okay, my love. That is meant to feel your feelings. Don't tighten up. Like when we constrict, it makes it more painful. So when you feel things are uncomfortable, you just kind of got to breathe and roll through it like it's the ocean waves, right? And yes, it does feel very peaceful. So I love that. Let me, one moment. Let's do some tingos. So take a breath in. Not working so well like that. Susie, my love, I am a crossroads worker, right? So people come to me when they don't know which way to go, the fork in the road. So depending on, when you come to me, I give you that info. Think of like Zelda, right? When you have that character that like you come upon them and they give you info and then you continue on your journey. So I cross a lot of people's paths to like, and it depends on if they're on the good path or the bad path, because I've crossed people's paths and I've watched their life fall apart, and I've crossed people's paths and I've watched them do amazing, beautiful, spectacular things, right? So it's what you feed into the world. And like when you need us, like, okay, God places you in situations where angels cross your path all the time. You just can't always judge the book that they come in, right? You can't judge the book by its cover, because people see me and they say all kinds of things. I was like, you don't realize that sometimes we are angels in disguise. We do show up just when people need us, like in the most bizarre of ways. In the most bizarre of ways. Like, so I'll have problems with something. Here's an example. I was trying to order food, having problems getting it ordered. There were like many different setbacks, and then it finally got on its way, and it was delayed on its way. And the girl gets here and she calls me, and there's a little situation, like not a miscommunication, but my place is in a really kind of a scary place. It was hard to order it. It took forever. There were delays. And then her and I sat and talked, and she's like, I needed to hear this today. And, realizing that I may not understand all the roadblocks or the delays, but when that lady needed me, because if it had gone through earlier, I wouldn't have had that driver. But I know that, like, I spoke life over that woman. So never misunderstand that sometimes you are the unexpected blessing that other people need. Yeah. Because, Susie, there are, like, worry is the thief of joy, right? So every time in your life, it has always worked out before now, right? We start looking, and Michelle, it's also realizing that you can't always be an empath for everyone. You have to realize, like, okay, I can be an empath to the point that I feel your situation, but I also need to disconnect myself, because if I keep feeding into this, it's going to be an apathetic person, right? Some people want their own fucking misery. Let them wallow in the mud. If you realize that you don't like wallowing in the mud, just remove yourself from that situation, right? And how many women have left their homes with the clothes on their back or whatever they could grab, right? And I found myself in my own situation of having to flee at points, and it's like, that's more peaceful than potentially dying or potentially wasting away at someone else's hands. So, when you start looking at it, if it's you or them, I need you to fight like you are the third monkey on the ramp and the water's rising, right? If it's you or someone else surviving, pick you, because you've got big things to do, right? And that's even peace and time. Like, if it's me or them, like, if every time I go around them, they're bullshit and they don't bring joy to my life, I'd rather choose me. And that's not selfish. That's preserving your own mental health, because your mental health is your wealth. Yeah. Well, okay. You do feel it's to suffer. It's not to suffer. It's to learn and grow and expand. How do you look at these things not as, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever? How do you look at it as like, how have I helped myself or others or grown in ways that I never knew possible? Right? And, okay, we all go through really big things and we don't know how we do it until we get to the end, right? Like, you'll go through things and you'll be like, I have no fucking idea how I got through it, but you just do, right? So it's one foot in front of the other will get you through to the end of the race. So sometimes you don't, yes, it feels daunting, but it really does just take one step or one thing. Also, stop being a perfectionist, okay? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be authentic. And authenticity is imperfections and all. Like, there's a reason I show up, like, I show up wherever I can, whenever I can. I don't ever wear makeup. You won't ever see me, like, on camera, like, looking presented, because I show up when Source calls me to, not when I feel like it. Right, and you have to realize that that is your connection to divinity, is if you're listening to God and you're taking action right then and there, that's how you're going to be in that flow state. So stop putting it off for another day. I love not wearing makeup, honestly, because, and if you need makeup to look pretty, there's something wrong there. Like, why don't you feel comfortable in your own skin? And you can say society this and society that, but we get old enough that we're like, what's the, yeah, like, who are we trying to impress? Like, I am not trying to impress anyone. I actually try to turn people off, because people will not, and I'm not, this isn't bragging, because it's annoying. I can't even go to the gas station without being harassed or yelled at by a man or hit on inappropriately. It's like, why would I go out and try and make myself even prettier? Because I don't want that attention like that, because it's not true, right? Like, I can go out dressed like complete whatever and people will hit on me. I'm like, no, please, I just want to go out and enjoy my time. I want to eat my dinner without having to field off a suitor. So, like, I've determined, though, having pink hair and the nose, the septum ring actually turns a lot of men off, and I love that. Because I'm like, I have no desire for you to waste my time or yours. And little boy, you will get hurt, because people that mess with me get really hurt. They get warned, though. I'm like, don't fucking do that. Don't do that. My ancestors don't play about me. Like, the last guy wanted to play mental mind games with me, ran off my property, like, waving his arms at demons that were attacking him. I don't know. My oh my gosh. Okay, so my property is haunted, right? I live on plantation land. I moved here, but it's very bloody, haunted. Like, we have a lot of spirits, we have a lot of energies. You have to be very respectful of the land. You have to be very respectful of the house. If you're not, it does bite. So this dude, like, again, he wanted to play mind games with me. He ran off my property, and I walked into part of this knowing, part of this not knowing. So I've done so much work. Like, I have helped clients even cast demons out of their house, because I stand toe to toe. I've stood toe to toe with Lucifer, and I'm like, you need to get out of here. So, like, nothing truly scares me, which is probably a problem, but I don't care. Anywho, yeah. If you have questions, please ask. Anyway, so yes, boys that fuck around and find out, they will get handled. I had another guy that got obsessed with me, and then he lost his mind and hurt someone else, and now he's behind bars. And I was like, because I was I hated this dude. He was a bad news, and I wanted nothing to do with him, and he forced his way back into my life. And when I said, no, you need to get away, and he got obsessed, but he was going around town telling people that we were engaged and I was to be his wife. And then, like I say, he went on to hurt someone else. So these boys are weird. Okay. Michelle, I'm going to do one more, and then we'll intuitively... Okay, so Michelle, is there something in your environment that's making you sick? Because it does feel like you need to move, but it's because it's like your environment, when it's no longer meant for you, will start rejecting you, ejecting you, and making you sick. So I do need you to be moving, but realize that you are your own protection, right? So wherever you go, you're safe because you have you in all ways possible. Okay? It's not just you, it's your ancestors that are standing behind you, right? You're probably a lot more protected than you realize. And Michelle, do you lean religious or do you lean spiritual? And Susie, are you still in, babes? Because I'm going to give you both. If you're both in, I'll give you. Okay, and I get that, because the way that this whole house is haunted, right? But even the yard, I'm in a weird little flood, right? Are you, so for both of you, are you religious or are you spiritual? And I'm not, this isn't out of condemnation, but I'm going to make a spiritual suggestion. Just, okay, good, 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 good. And that's how I lean. Like, I'm not super religious, but do I believe that, like, the religions have some things that we need to learn from? Yes. Do I believe that we have some materials that we can pull lessons from? Hell yeah. Do I believe in using their own materials against them? Yeah. Like, religious bitches want to get my face, I pull out Psalms. So, don't fuck with me because I'm coming for you. Okay, good, good, good. So, please know that like I said, I use religious doctrine. I do believe in some of it. Okay, so this is where I'm going, and I love that you're both spiritual leaning. Okay, and I love that, okay, I love that you both have religious background. So, Mother Mary is coming through, Mary Magdalene, right? Because she was Jesus. That was his high priestess, and every wizard, Harry, needs a high priestess because she is the bull and he is the driving force. Okay. Number 2, Hecate. If you are a child that loves keys, and yes, I called you a child, but if you are a key lover, Hecate protects your home. Please call upon her. Okay. Please let me know if those resonate for you. And please consider booking a personal read. I need all of the readings and all of the stuff I can do right now. I do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, PTSD. We get to the nitty gritty. Obviously, I have some mediumship stuff, which has been fun to learn and cultivate. Because, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so if we're doing, so one-on-ones, a half an hour is 45, I believe. Yeah, 45. If you're interested, that is booking sacredhealingwithlara.com. If you want to do a longer read, so hour is 75, and 90 minutes, like 105, I think. We cover a lot. We make a lot of difference. Like, my clients see big results. I see big results. So, anyhow. All right. Well, alrighty. I think I'm going to, okay. Cool. And always go follow. So if you go to my website, go follow my website. I also have Ko-Fi, which is, I release products over there. Yeah. And that's the point. Like, when I tell people, I'm like, when you come sit with me and we work, like, we get one-on-one deep, like, we do a lot in a little bit of time. It's intense, but it's like it changes your life in real life. Like, I know working with me is expensive. I know everybody's having a hard time. A lot of times I work with people in the ways I can, but I have to know how you need it, right? And it has to be like, I have to be able to do that as like a side project, not as like my main project, right? Like, I can't, if I'm not getting fundage, then I can't stop everything to do it, but I definitely can answer little questions and help as I can. But booking is always, because we cover so much in so little time. And then people come back later, they're like, how the fuck did you know? Or that thing that I never thought would happen. I was like, like, a broken clock's right twice a day. No, it really is, like, it is so much. It is my God-given talents, my spiritual given talents, every which way we look at it. It is experience, just lots of experience. I've worked in the medical field. So Michelle, so if you, okay, how about this? Do you want to do it today? And let me figure out, did you book on my site, or you're just at, because if you want to do it today, we can, okay. Yes, we can do it today. Yes, I would love to. I'm trying to, are you following me? Can you message me, and then we can, because I'm trying to figure out if you want to do Zoom, if you want to, because we can talk about payment and everything like that there, because I won't have you actually go through the website right now. So message me. Okay, perfect. So message me, and then I will drop my Cash App, which is Siren Song Lover. I'll drop my Cash App, and if you want to, okay. Cool. No, Susie, I love it. But if you want to follow me, and when you're ready to read, we can do read. I can also break down into shorter reads, right? Um, let me. Yes, Michelle, message me. I'll send you the cash app. I'll send you the price. We'll do Zoom. My kid's calling me. That's what I have to get her situated before I do a read. But oh. That I don't know about. Okay. Well, then I will. My kid is being incessant. So, Michelle, message me. I will send you the price. I will send you the cash app. We'll do. I know. That's why I was like, I haven't heard